Hello and a very warm welcome to all the News 9 Live viewers. The year's most awaited, the Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris debate has just ended. And for all those who missed it, don't worry. I, Akshat Khanna, am being joined by my colleague Satya, and we both will decode it for you to understand it easier.
But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid.
Yet again, I said it at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fella. And that is another one.
So Satya, the most awaited debate of this year, the former US President Donald Trump versus the current Vice President Kamala Harris has just ended, and everyone is just talking about it. There were a lot of things. Trump was outspoken just like his previous debates. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, was a bit taken back. So please tell us, what was the whole debate? Summarize it for us.
Akshat, to start with, this was one of the most awaited debate of the year. There is no doubt in that. But if you look at the overall performance of both the candidates, I will rate Kamala Harris much better in terms of her calm and composure on stage while debate. While on the other hand, Trump was a bit, you can say it's his nature, it is like a USP to be on the aggressive front. So this is what they both displayed, their USPs. While Kamala Harris was cool and calm and composed, and she tried to tackle down Trump on key points. While Trump was a bit out of focus, maybe he lost focus because of the aggression which Kamala Harris adopted, and as claimed by her campaign before this debate started, that she will be under the skin of Trump, and that's what she did.
One thing which was very much evident was Trump was trying to take on her, bringing them down on the whole Biden administration काफी सारे points पे. In fact, जो एक पुराना point जो था जिस पे ट्रम्प ने पहले भी काफी बोला था और अमेरिका में भी काफी डिबेट हुई थी, वो थी कमला हारिस के कलर को लेकर के, वो she is black और she is white. तो ट्रम्प ने उसके ऊपर भी काफी चीजें बोली थी. तो एक आध जो चीज थी, I remember, it was कि ट्रम्प ने बोला कि once I read that she is black, and then I read that she isn't. हाँ. So उस पे कमला हारिस के भी जो comments थे, they were very bringing down on Trump, bringing down his image perhaps.
But in the today's debate also she concluded with that ki Trump is trying to divide the people of US
America,
on this issue. So I think she managed to end this topic with an upper hand by claiming that he is trying to divide the people on the basis of color.
And they were also so this was one point, the color, which Trump again brought it up against Kamala Harris. Then Kamala Harris rebugged it as expected.
Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words, so I'm
asking.
asking.
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
I think honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people.
The most important point, and the people were waiting for that point to be discussed, was abortion issue. This issue has been dominating the campaign throughout. So I think Kamala Harris, when she accused, Trump claimed that while this law was passed last year, so this Democrats and Republicans were on the same front. While Kamala Harris refuted his claim, and Trump also refused to answer a direct question when Kamala Harris questioned him, will he support this bill to ban abortion? So Donald Trump he was aback, and he just tried to deflect the question directly. So in a way, Kamala Harris was also she managed to take an upper hand on this issue also.
So in abortion, when the issue which actually matters to the younger generation of the America currently, perhaps Kamala Harris has an upper hand in knowing them maybe. And perhaps that's what whole Kamala Harris campaign has been all about.
Absolutely.
To woo the future generation to get the two unko itna zyada apni taraf
more or less overall it's about the women's rights. She played up with this played up with the women's rights issue. So on that issue, women's rights, Trump was a bit like on the back foot on the issue, this abortion.
In over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term? They don't want that.
This brings us to the next point, economy. Like when you're talking about the money, then let's discuss about the economy. This is the second, like the most discussed thing. So on the issue of economy, while Trump claimed that he was carrying over the baggage, whatever the mismanagement he was transferred. So he tried to fix all those things during his
From the
tenure.
Obama administration
Exactly.
to the Trump administration.
So he tried to fix that. While Kamala Harris claimed that Trump had left this Biden government with a huge deficit on the issue of economy, mismanagement of the COVID pandemic.
It was all Trump's misadministration rather, which Biden administration had to look forward, like to cure first and then take things forward.
Right.
And on the other hand, Trump has been accusing them of the same thing.
Same thing, exactly.
So basically, it was Democrats pulling down the Republicans and Republicans pulling down the Democrats.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century. Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess.
Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics.
The other thing which again brings us to the current thing, the climate change. One of the most talked issues where people are saying that America should play an important part. Right. But again, it was just like washed away while Kamala Harris saying that Trump thinks that climate change is a
hog. Yeah.
So,
it's a Sam.
That's what Trump thinks. Now, he was like again taken back. But then again, this climate change, while some people don't talk about it, but the younger generation, it
is more concerned.
Applies to them.
Right.
So maybe, do you think that Kamala Harris talking about these issues will help her in the campaign, or like in what sense?
Of course, like in every nation, the youth voters matter a lot. So same is going to be the US also, and climate change, as you said, is one of the most discussed and was one of the most awaited topic by the youth. What that both candidates have to say. So I think Democrats have an upper hand because they have a policy about it and they want to discuss on it. While the Republicans, especially Trump, is not interested in that. And since the beginning, he has been terming it as a sham.
Basically, what we have right now is two people pulling each other down. Right. But with no vision to take the people or the country forward. So a few of the most noticed things about this debate were, Trump was outspoken as usual. On the other hand, Kamala Harris was calm, composed, and was ready with every rebuttal. Right. So Satya, please conclude this debate for us. As we all know that this also might be the first and the last presidential debate.
Of course, there's no doubt that this debate was much awaited and people were waiting for that. But those who are familiar with both the candidates, they knew that nothing new is going to come out of that, and that was the case.
They both had no.
They
plans
both like
for the
same.
future.
Exactly. There was nothing. If you look at exactly what we got from the debate, it was nothing. It was like usual allegation, cross-allegation, blaming and cross-blaming.
Just a basic election campaign in India.
Right. So if we look at the plus point, the most of the thing in the debate was the body language of both the candidates. While Kamala Harris managed to get initial points when she entered the stage and took initiative and went to handshake with Donald Trump. So there were there lots of excitement, anxiety that as both of them were meeting for the first time physically. So this incident was given upper hand and like few good points to Kamala Harris.
Okay.
So in terms of overall conclusion on this debate, I think there was nothing major outcome of this. But in terms of body language, Kamala Harris was much better than Trump.
So
In terms of her calm, composed, and the way she handled the allegations and the aggressive posture of the Trump, I think Harris was a bit
Harris
better.
did have an upper hand in this presidential
Right.
debate. Or perhaps you can also say that maybe she would have just agreed to a TV debate with Trump, which he had been asking for quite a long time, rather than
Absolutely.
this presidential debate, right? So thank you for joining us. We'll keep bringing you more from the US presidential elections 2024. Thank you for watching.